trade, such as WTO and APEC. And in almost no time at all, he had so impressed his ministerial colleagues at WTO that they inducted him into the coterie of trade leaders. And I remember that at one of the WTO ministerial meetings, they appointed him to be the negotiator on one of the most difficult and divisive issues in international trade, agriculture. And he came up with a compromise that all the stakeholders could accept. As Singapore's trade minister, he launched about a dozen initiatives which were successfully concluded in the form of free trade agreements and comprehensive economic partnership agreements. His vision was to lock the Singapore economy into the economies of the major economic players and regions. And I would say to you, George, that in doing so, you have helped to expand our political space, you have helped to expand our economic space, and you have ensured the continued success of Singapore in the world economy. From the Ministry of Trade and Industry, you move on to the Foreign Ministry. At the Foreign Ministry, you inherited an institution in good order, because over the years, we've had a series of very good foreign ministers, beginning with Mr. Rajaratnam, Dhanabalan, Wong Kan Seng, Professor Jayakumar. What did you bring? What new value did you bring to MFA? You taught me and my colleagues to think strategically and to prioritize. You taught us to be focused, to make sure that all our major bilateral accounts were in good order. You were also very good at scanning the horizon and identifying new opportunities for Singapore. So together with Prime Minister Goh Chok Tong, you launched initiatives to connect Singapore to the Middle East, to Latin America. George, you were the first foreign minister in Singapore who used culture successfully as an instrument of diplomacy. Let me give you two examples. The building off Balestier Road, which we now call the Sun Yat-sen Villa, which was owned by the Chinese Chamber of Commerce, was falling apart. Because Singapore businessmen, with few exceptions like KK, have no interest in history. But you saw an opportunity in the Sun Yat-sen Villa. I was with you when you persuaded the business leaders in the Chinese Chamber of Commerce to invest some money in restoring this villa and to turn it into a museum, because you saw in using this museum as an opportunity to link Singapore to Taiwan and to China, and to make the point to the Greater China that, small as we are, Singapore had played a positive role in the history of China in the 19th and 20th century, that we had played the role in the evolution of Tomenhui and Kuomintang, that we had played a role in Sun Yat-sen's successful campaign to end imperial rule and to introduce republican rule. I'll give you another example. The world is full of contradictions. Nalanda University in Bihar is one of the world's oldest and greatest universities. It was destroyed at a time when Oxford and Cambridge were founded. But it took two great men, a Roman Catholic, George Sheo, and a Muslim, the former President of India, Abdul Kalam, who saw the wisdom of reviving Nalanda and to make the new Nalanda University, another great center of Asian learning. Many of your colleagues in Singapore are puzzled. They don't understand. Why is George Yeo getting involved with Nalanda University? But I think it is a brilliant stroke by you. The revival of Nalanda University will again bring the countries and intellectuals of Asia together. Most important of all, it will bring India, China, and Southeast Asia together. And in this way, it is a peace project. So these are examples, George, of how you are able to think out of the box. You have been able to use history as an instrument of diplomacy and of peace. Let me conclude by saying that you are also the first foreign minister who understands the importance of friendship in diplomacy. See, we Singaporeans tend to be very cerebral. You know, we celebrate cognitive intelligence. We are not very strong in the heart. So we have high EQ but very low, high IQ but very low EQ. In your case, your brilliant intellect is matched by a kind and gentle heart. And your knowledge to succeed in life, to succeed in diplomacy, friendship is important. And I give you an example of the way you showed friendship and how it serves Singapore's national interest. Syed Hamid was a former foreign minister of Malaysia. And most Singapore ministers had a troubled relationship with him. But when George Yeo became foreign minister, he got on very well with him. And one of the secrets is that George Yeo befriended him, showed sincerity, gave him respect. I still remember when Hari Raya came, you went to his home in Johor to say hormat to him, and you touched his heart. So my point is, in diplomacy, you not only need intellectual power, but you also need the power of friendship and humanity. For all these reasons, George, you are one of my heroes. You are an exceptionally gifted person, and I hope Providence will give you a role as a leader on the global stage. Thank you.